What is going on, Fleet Nation? Welcome to episode 32, and I'm Brennan. Welcome back.
I'm Jared. Welcome back. Sorry for the delay, but we are here this week. The summer work grind. Brendan, how you doing?
I'm doing well. Just came back from the Cape, hang out with some family members. Now I'm
Word.
home, gonna start picking up work and just hanging out with the friends and getting ready for school, just winding down. How about you, Jared?
Pretty good too. This week a lot of work and working finish line still, and yeah, saw Black Widow last night. Good movie. Shout out all the Marvel fans out there, and yeah, excited for the All Star game next week. My Mets are still in first place. Went to the game a couple nights ago, and yeah, home run derby. Looking forward to that Monday night.
So when you went to the Mets game, that was a tough loss, right?
Ooh, yeah, it was a tough loss. It was against the Brewers, first place team. Yeah, you can't win them all. We won two out of the three games, but there is this one chance in the sixth inning, right? It's 3-0 game, sixth inning. Mets have bases loaded, no outs, and then I watched Lindor, Dom Smith, and Pete Alonso all strike out with bases loaded. So that was a tough one.
Yeah,
But
those are top hitters right there. So to
those
see
are our
them
top hitters. Yeah.
for them to consecutively strike out, that's no bueno. But it is what it is. We've had a great season thus far. Hopefully, the ball can continue rolling, and I'm excited to see what we can do down the line.
Definitely, yeah. Looking forward to it. If you want more baseball content, leave a comment on our Instagram page.
Jared is the baseball guru.
I'm the baseball guru. So I want to show you was one thing I got on eBay this past week. It's a David Wright, Jose Reyes autograph card portrait thing.
That's tough.
So yeah, it's out of 18 out of 99. So I had to flex with my Mets on you. Sorry about
Also,
it.
also, guys, if you are new to our podcast, make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are going to be uploading all of our video pods, and also along with YouTube videos done by myself and Jared. So if you have any ideas, content that you would like to see, shoot us a DM. Let us know, interact with us because we want to be giving you guys that. But real quick, thank you guys very much for all
Mhm.
your support. It means a lot. It's what keeps this going. NYFlyZone. Let's get into it.
Get into it.
So, Jared, I know this is NFL predominantly pod, but let's talk about some NBA really quickly. It's the hot topic. Everyone's talking about it. What's your thoughts so far about this series, right? Because I know we're a little bit late, but I
Mhm.
want to talk about real quick, like, how do you feel about this Suns team? And just take us through your thoughts so far from the start of the finals to now, from game one
Yeah.
to now.
Yeah. So the first glaring notice is that the Suns are the better complete team than the Bucks because the Bucks have some star names like Middleton, Tucker, Drew Holiday. Holiday was the best player on that Pelicans team for a long time. Chris Middleton, he's been in the All Star games, and Peter Tucker was a great role player for the Rockets when they had those runs. But right now, they're not showing up when they need to. And they're supposed to be this really defensive heavy team, but the Suns dropped 118 points in both games against them. And the Suns' offense is just crazy because they have Booker, they got Chris Paul, Cam Johnson hitting threes, DeAndre Ayton, like they're just overpowering the Bucks right now. And I'm not gonna say Suns in four, like that fan, but I say Suns in five probably.
Yeah, Jared, I like what you're saying here. I don't know. I mean, Suns in five right now seems like the most it makes the most sense because if you look at this Bucks team, they're suffering. They don't know how to perform aside from Giannis. And that's the thing. Like you're seeing Giannis play the one, and we've seen that before, but like it's a little bit weird to see that in the playoffs, or I'm sorry, postseason in the finals. Like you need something more special,
Exactly.
and you
Yeah.
need to start playing. You need to start playing with their defense. You need to. You can't just have Giannis just cradle the rock and have him be triple teamed. Even though that he dropped 42 points. Shout out to Giannis. He had a historic. Hold on, give me a second. He had a historic game last night, and you could tell, by the way, that countdown is really getting to his head. He's missing free throws. Not that
Yeah.
he was like a god at free throws or anything.
No, it's like he's averaging probably one airball free throw a game, which is,
At
I
least
understand. Yeah, it's like I understand if it's, once a while, like once every couple of months, but in these playoffs, he's here for at least one free throw every game, I feel like, that I've watched. So something's with his mental. He needs to have like a good hour straight of doing free throws and having like the sound like countdown. Like someone in the stadium needs to like put on a sound that's like a countdown. So he just gets used to the countdown and doesn't let him affect his shot.
Yeah, they need like some simulators like in their practice with like fans counting down as he's practicing. And also, dude, he's got to work on his form here. Like he's got to
Yeah.
switch things up. Like you should not be taking 11 seconds. You just shouldn't
Mhm.
be doing it. Like that's not good. And I think that like the longer that you're on the line, the longer that you're going to overthink things. Like you need a nice fluid motion that just works. And to go back to what I think about this matchup right now, I think that the Suns are way too dynamic. I've seen them play, and once we saw Braun bounce, and once we saw, the injuries like strike the Nets, that's when I started to really think, wow, like this Suns team is going to take it all, because this Chris Paul and Booker dynamic, it really reminds me of Curry and Clay. It
Mm.
really does, because Book is almost as like Book, both of them can do the one if they want to.
Wet like I'm booked.
Yeah, no, for real. And like Drake's stock is that's a good think about it. When you're rapping, it's like an investment, right? Because like you and I, we both have experience with it. We're SoundCloud rappers, you know what I'm saying? So like when you make a lyric, like you don't want it. Like imagine if you said like wet, like Frank Ntilikina, like nah, like like you want to pick someone that's like
Yeah.
gonna hoist like the trophy, like win it all. And like Book is just about to do that. He's halfway
Mhm.
through. It's pending. So I mean, when you see him go out and do the things that he does, his crossover, his step back, his delivery, his shot.
He's the closest thing we have to Kobe right now. I feel
Oh
like
my God, dude. He's
the
reincarnated.
comparisons. Yeah, the
He's
comparisons are real.
reincarnated Kobe. He's got the same step back. He's got the same shot. I see Kobe in him.
For sure. And I feel like, I don't know how well know the Bucks, but I feel like the main reason, the piece they're missing is Dante DiVincenzo. He was their point guard. He could shoot threes, and he's been out for a while with a torn ankle ligament, so he's missing the playoffs. He was like their good 3-point guy, good point guard to offset Giannis. Tonight, you say Giannis at the one. They had this guy DiVincenzo. DiVincenzo, I took a spot in 2K my career because I always played at a point guard in my career, so he was a good player off the bench in 2K, but in real life, he was a really good player too. He was a 17th overall pick in 2018, and they're missing that guy. So I feel like if they had him, that balances out. Because do you see who they had on CP3 who was guarding him? They had PJ Tucker on him for most of the time. They had, I'm
It's
pretty
just
sure, Drew
a
Holiday. It's just they have no one to really guard CP3.
no, yeah. And here's the thing. It's not like this Bucks team can't play defense, because they
They
can.
can.
They can. Honestly, if they were on their shit, I would say right now that this Bucks defense, it was like one of the best defenses that was alive in the past, like, in the last final four teams that were surviving,
Mm-hmm.
out of the Nets, out of the Hawks, out of the Suns, like just because look, they literally slayed the dragon of the Nets. Like and I don't care if you want to say, oh, there were injuries, blah, blah, blah. They still had KD.
Yeah.
Like they still had like all these elements around him. They still had a hybrid, a fluctuation of Harden, KD, a little package. No, dude, like this team was destined to win it all ever since it was assembled. And somehow they found a way to pull it off. And you can make the argument that if the Bucks can play that way, that they can beat the Suns team. And you really could. But the thing is, man, is there's a mismatch. And I don't like the packages on who's guarding who. I don't like it. I
Yeah.
think it's so simultaneous. I think it's just, oh, go do this. Just we need to disrupt them, because that's the problem. I mean, you had Giannis playing the one. Take us who was guarding. He was guarding Book. And it's just like, why that? Like, all right, you may have shut down Booker, because if you're not shutting down Booker, he's gonna squeeze the life out of you.
Mm-hmm.
So that makes sense. But who's gonna guard Ayton? Like, no one's gonna guard
Yeah.
Ayton, because this man's a dog.
You would think it's a mismatch for the Suns more because of the height and the athletic ability of Giannis. But he was coming off of injury. He did miss a couple games against the Hawks, and but he still dropped 42 on him. So it's not him. Giannis is not the problem. It's the people around him.
Yeah,
And I
Giannis
could
isn't the
I can honestly see the Bucks, parting ways with Middleton and maybe trying to get Jimmy Butler or someone like that of that caliber.
This is my problem with Giannis. All right. First of all, this man is an absolute elite force. Like he's like like dude, he's like a fucking robot. Like it's
Yeah,
ridiculous. Like it's
he's a rubber
insane.
band. He could stretch like from like the corner of like the field free throw line.
No, for real. It's like on some MJ shit. But like real quick, I feel like this Suns team, it's like in their curriculum, it's in their plan to foul him now. Because like they know that he's gonna brick his free throws here and there. They know that they have the advantage, home court advantage. And how else are you gonna stop him? Like
Yeah.
you can't stop him in the paint. And we've seen Giannis, shout out to him, make some LeBron-esque finals blocks, and it's just like some
Mm-hmm.
pins. And that's just, man, like
Giving him his
his
all.
his IQ, his reflexes are just, they're out of this world. And
And
like he's got some serious talents, but this is my problem with Giannis.
mhm.
I'm sorry, but there's a very select few that can have the skill set of dominance in like Antetokounmpo. But the thing is I don't. It's not. He never will be on that LeBron shelf. He never will be that next it factor. He won't be. I don't think he will put the 42 points up and make the last shot in the game. I just I don't see it, man. I like Giannis, and hats off to him taking his Bucks team to the finals, man. This like Giannis is legit. I'm not saying that he's not. I'm not discrediting him, but I still think that he is just a tier below that next level upper echelon. And I don't know if he will make that transition. He could, because think
It's
about it, before he ever, glow up, before nobody was talking about him.
mhm.
So I'm not discrediting him. I'm not saying it's over, but I for this finals at least I don't see that. What about you, Jared?
Yeah, no, Giannis. The only thing he's missing, we said it for the past, 3 seasons, he's missing that jump shot. And if he had that jump shot, then he would probably win an MVP every year because, they're going to respect his, in the paint game, they're going to respect the dunk. So if he just, there's a little fade shot, sinks it. Like imagine if he, like, it doesn't even need to be like a KDS shooter. It just needs to be able to be like a, 40% shooter from like the arc from the, right behind field goal range.
And one thing I'm gonna say is like I'm not, like I said, I'm not trying to discredit him, because this man went out and dropped 42 points. Like
Yeah, yeah.
he did what LeBron would have done. But the thing is that like, look, like this is the thing. I blame the Bucks team around him more than him right now. Honestly, I
Yeah,
do.
yeah.
But because like if they showed out and made more of the shots, they probably would have won this game. But the thing is like it's a personality. Like when you're LeBron James, when you're Michael Jordan, when you're Kobe Bryant, when you're one of the best of the best, your team listens to you and they're scared the daylights
Well,
out of you. And will Giannis will we see that from him?
I
Like,
saw him screaming on the to Middleton and Holiday on the bench. I feel like Giannis has it in him. I think the main reason I still have Giannis high up on my list of like top NBA players right now, and it's something it's confidence. Someone like Ben Simmons didn't have the confidence in the last playoff series. They have similar games, run up the court, lay
yeah.
it in, dunk. They have similar type games, and Simmons is probably a better passer, definitely a better passer than Giannis anyway. And Simmons was a non-factor in that series because of the confidence. Giannis, he said he doesn't care about the countdown. I don't think he cares either. He's just a bad free throw shooter. I think that's what it is.
Really?
So I think he's just a bad free throw shooter because Giannis is locked in. I could see it. He dropped 42. It's just his teammates around him right now who can reach that potential, and they haven't. And I think right now if they don't get this win game three, they don't get to win game three. So it's a wrap for them. They might win the fourth game, but they're gonna be unmotivated.
Yo, I feel like this Bucks team plays better without Giannis on the floor. I mean, like, not like maybe in crunch time scenarios, dude. Did you see the like? I'm
Against the
saying that they
Hawks, yeah.
gel better, that they shoot better, that they hustle
Yeah.
more. That when Giannis is on the floor, it's like, oh, we have this mass like human that can literally just like patrol the paint and just like do the work for us. And
Yeah,
they don't know what to do. They don't want to be foul happy. They don't want to make mistakes, and they let
mhm.
their entrusted individual to go out and make those game time plays. and that corrupts playmaking, dude. Because that's not. Think about that for a second. Like the way that this team went out and played, they shot better. They trusted themselves better. I don't know, man. Like I feel like that's the best of the Bucks that we'll see. I think they hit their ceiling in this season at
Man,
that moment when Giannis was
yeah.
on the bench.
I feel like it's kind of the same thing with like the Rockets when they're making the Western Conference Finals. If Harden was on the court, Harden got the ball. It wasn't like, PJ Tucker would, bring it up or any other guy on that Rockets team. It was going to fall on Harden. And when Harden was on the floor, he was dribbling it. And, Chris Paul was there, but he got hurt. Presented that series with the Rockets. So it's like, I don't think Giannis is the reason why they're failing. If anything, he's the main reason why they made these games, close at all. If Giannis was hurt, there's no chance that the Bucks probably even win a game this series. Because of Giannis, I feel like they have a chance to win at least one.
No, you're right. That's true. But like going back to what I said before with how I didn't believe that Giannis is in that upper, like you could say he's top 8, top 6 NBA players probably in this league, right, Jared? Would you say that? Yeah.
Yeah,
So
definitely. Back to
yeah,
back MVP awards, had a great season this year too. Yeah.
you could say he's locked in top 5, but the thing is that like when I said he's not that upper echelon top 2, like legacy player, whatever, I'm saying like think about it like this: if LeBron James was on this team, crunch time NBA, going up against this a Suns team that missed the playoffs last year, wouldn't you think that the odds are more in the Bucks' favor to win as opposed to a Giannis? Like, just think about that for a second. The thing that I'm coming at Giannis for isn't at his abilities. He went out there and dropped 42 points. Like, I'm not discrediting him, but I'm just saying
No.
the greats find ways to win. They find ways to win. And everybody looks at Giannis and they say he's got the physique. He's got the dominance. He is the next man. He's the future. I've heard people make comparisons that Giannis is the next GOAT. And but the thing is that's what I'm trying to say. So Jared, what do you think about that?
No. I think that's that's just not right because you can't make that comparison. And LeBron's team got bounced out the first round against the Suns. You say, you find greatness, if you have the greatness, you'll find a way to win. The Lakers, they didn't have AD for most of it. They still had, Schroeder, Andre Drummond, and LeBron James of all people, Caruso, Kuzma. They had some guys who could, ball if they wanted to. Kuzma hasn't had reached his potential. Kuzma, was not the guy to keep. It looks like they should have kept Ingram. But AD was hurt. And, you can make an argument the Lakers were a better overall. And Montrezl Harrell, too. Montrezl, you can't forget about him. So you can make an argument that the Lakers were, even a better team than the Bucks at the Lakers ceiling. It's better than the Bucks team for sure. This is the team that won the finals last year and got better, and they got bounced the first round to this Suns team. And I think that confidence of being LeBron propelled this chemistry all the way to the finals. So I think if you said LeBron was on this Bucks team, I feel like they'll have a similar result. They might win a couple more games. It might go to a 6-game series, but I still think the Suns can pull it through.
Dude, we've seen LeBron James win an NBA Finals trailing 3-1 against Steph Curry in his legitimate prime, like entering his prime. Steph Curry, the best point guard in NBA history, and Klay Thompson, Drummond. Like just think about it. Just think about it. LeBron James. And who did
Kyrie.
he have? Yes, he had Kyrie. I get that. Okay.
K-Love.
All right. Yeah, he had K-Love. Yeah, he had Shump. Yeah, I get it. But like trailing 3-1. And you're the Cleveland Cavaliers. All right. Cleveland haven't won anything. You've not won anything. And he came back and won 3-1 against Klay Thompson and Steph Curry. I mean, people forget about this. That's more that chip alone. I'm sorry. I'm team Jordan over LeBron, dude. But that chip it means more than any of Jordan's chips. Any of them. And I don't know, man. Just think about it. Crunch time LeBron James. I remember when I was watching the NBA Finals, I was like, man, something's different. Like this isn't right. And want to know why? It's because LeBron's not there.
Well,
we're so used to watching him in the finals, dude. Like,
I mean, I know we are, and that's because of him. He's getting older in age. He was hurt this year. He was hurt, his first season as the Lakers too. That's got to do something with age, I assume. But with the Cavs, that Warriors team, a Steph versus LeBron matchup is different than like a Giannis versus Booker matchup. It's just different. And Draymond Green, couldn't play Game 6. That was a big thing. And I feel like Cavs are probably, a better team in 2015 too. Just Kyrie and Kevin Love got hurt. So LeBron was second, guy was Matthew Dellavedova. And they still almost beat that Warriors team if they had, I feel like they would have won that year if they had Kyrie and Kevin Love. So, it wouldn't be as impressive that, they came back 3-1 because they won the previous year. So what I'm trying to say is Giannis has the capability to be clutch in him. It's just his teammates around him. That's all I'm trying to say. And let me, real quick. The past finals, this year, there's been so many injuries. Kawhi goes down. AD, Jamal Murray before the season. Donovan Mitchell was hurt. Trae Young was hurt. So it's all these other guys got hurt. Oh, Kyrie, James Harden. Last year, bubble season, I saw this on TikTok. The bubble. The year before, Clay and Kevin Durant got hurt. The Raptors win. The year before that, Kevin Durant was on the Warriors. So it was the last legitimate finals win that Cavs Warriors 2016, or all of them, the same value, you feel like?
So when you say legitimate win, you mean
it has, I would say that it has the most respect.
No, I think Kawhi getting a ring.
They had no KD, no Clay though, man. That last game.
I mean, yeah, but it just, I don't know. For me, look, it was nothing will top LeBron's. LeBron's will shadow everything to come potentially for the rest of our lifetime. But if you're asking me from a personal basis, what was one finals that you respected? I mean, before that we had the Ray Allen shot, and that was just holy shit.
Mm-hmm.
That was ridiculous. And then we had, and then I don't know. Since then, I just think that it would be Kawhi. What about you?
You can't dismiss Kawhi's playoff run. That shot over the 76ers was insane. But I feel like the last, it's going to always happen. It's a bad question because injuries always happen. Circumstances, life happens. But, the most respected championship, since then was probably that Cavs win over the Warriors.
So moving on into the NFL. So we basically got a couple Patriots that are frustrated with their situation. Let's start off with N'Keal Harry.
Yeah, N'Keal, former first, round pick for the Patriots. And I saw that he, requested a trade. And I saw a report that he's only gaining interest for a 6th round conditional pick for him. Now, N'Keal Harris hasn't really balled out at all. And, is that really his fault? Yes, because, he's had Newton there, but you got to, be able to catch the ball. And you saw what the Patriots did to this offense in the offseason. They got 2 tight ends. They signed, 2, high potential wide receivers, Aguilar, this other guy, and they got the QB of the future now. And now you want to leave, something's up with that. If this was the time to, prove in training camp that you're the guy, you're the first round pick, and now you say you want to give up and leave, and with Bill Belichick, one of the greatest, probably the greatest coach in all of NFL history, I just feel like it's a weak move for Harry.
Look, Bill Belichick, the GOAT, right? The GOAT coach. This just reflects that his drafting, that's not his strong suit as a GM, as a head coach. His drafting it's never been his strong suit. And you see a player like N'Keal Harry, whose highlights absolutely flashed in Arizona. He was a Sun Devil. He was catching everything in sight. He was just an absolute ball hawk. he would win the 50-50 balls and he would take the top off. He was a burner. So, I mean, like, and it would make sense to have him surrounded with a, a Cam Newton, an RPO offense, someone that can break you could play action that draws more people into the box, right? That leaves one-on-one coverage for N'Keal to run a post route, and you just chuck it up, and there's a 50% chance that if it's put in the vicinity of N'Keal Harry, that he'll get it. And the thing is like, it didn't work. Look, we've seen this with Belichick before. I understand that he's no Malcolm Butler. I know this is a different situation. Malcolm Butler literally in the cut won them a ring. Like, he won them a ring.
Yeah.
He saved Tom Brady's ass and he won him a ring. But I'm just saying, we see mischievous behavior happen in the Patriots organization for a reason. You can argue that it's because he didn't produce. But why didn't he produce? I mean, this man should be getting more targets. I mean, I've watched some Patriots games. This man's not getting enough targets. He's a first-round pick, right? Like, you invested a first-round pick. Come on now. This is top 32 players in the country. And he was deserving of it. He was. And I don't know. Like, I don't know if it's the play calling. I don't know if you could argue if Brady was there that he would find him in the end zone more. And it might be Cam getting used to this offense, and he's leaving some people out, and it's not clicking. But ultimately, if I'm a team like the New York Jets, and if I got a new rookie quarterback, not that I'm not satisfied with my wide receiver plethora right now, go out and take this man, dude. Like, he's a first round pick. You're weakening a divisional opponent, and that's more competition. I mean, Jared, who are some places that you think would be a good fit for N'Keal? And do you see do you agree with what I'm trying to say here? Is this more than just his production?
I feel like it's more of like, I feel like he doesn't fit in that Patriots system if he's requesting a trade. You didn't see many people this past years request a trade because you had Brady there and you knew you had a good chance of getting a ring. And, N'Keal Harris, in no way should he be ring chasing yet, but maybe he's just not having fun in New England. The Patriot way may not be his way. So I could see him, wanting to go maybe to go back to the, Arizona, go to the Cardinals, and they could always use help for D Hop, and or a team like
the Buffalo Bills, dude.
The Bills, yeah, it could be a replacement. I don't know if the Patriots would trade in division, knowing them. But like, I pulled up N'Keal Harry's stats right here. 2019 he played 7 games, and this year he played 14. This past year, he has 81 career targets. Okay. In 21 games. In only, 16 games last year, Justin Jefferson had 88, receptions. So, I'm not saying that Justin Jefferson is N'Keal Harry, but they're both, first round wide receiver options. So, I don't think N'Keal Harry is getting the targets that he deserved.
I completely agree, dude. And
I feel like this was, if he wants to, upgrade his own trade value, he should stay a year and see if, Mac Jones comes in. I feel like Mac Jones would use him wisely. Pocket passer, he could be a slant, quick like slant and run up the middle option for him. Because, we got Aguilar, who's, been primarily like a deep threat, ball catcher, and Kendrick Bourne. So what I'm saying is they need to target him more.
For real, like Jacoby Myers, Nelson Aguilar, Kendrick Bourne, and Hunter Henry. All right, look, that's going to do some damage. That's going to eat out some defense.
Hunter Henry is the
year.
top receiver.
Yeah,
even though he's tight end. Yeah,
so
he's going to be their best option.
So Matt Jones has options, but the thing is you want depth. You want people on the bench. Like, you need that, and you lost Edelman, which is crucial. This man was like the engineer of the Patriots offense. He would go in the trenches, do the dirty work, block. He would do anything. He's a Swiss Army knife, and he was essential. He was essential to the success out in New England. So that's a huge piece that's missing now with the Patriots offense. And you need people that, like I said, like that can come off the bench and make plays. That has to happen. And the Patriots failed to develop him in this sense. And he wants out. There's not many times that you see a player come out and say, I want to leave the system, and something's fishy about it. And we'll see where he goes. But for a 6th-round pick, are you telling me that I could pick up a top 32 player recruited in his year respected class for a 6th-round pick? Yeah, I'm all
I would
over that.
risk it. Yeah, no, definitely. And I think, the Patriots aren't going to trade him with that low value. So I said they wait. I don't think he gets traded. But, moving on to a Patriot who's been in trade rumors for at least 3 seasons now, Stephon Gilmore. He came out and said earlier this morning or this afternoon, he said, I just want what I'm worth, however that plays out. Very, very uh, ambiguous if that means, he wants to stay, if he wants to go. Gilmore just wants his bag. Brendan, your thoughts?
Oh, yeah. He wants his bag. He said, I'm just want what I'm worth. He wants to be the highest paid cornerback in NFL history. He wants to break the cap. He wants to get his bag. He wants money, and he deserves it. This team, as long as Gilmore is playing CB1 for this Patriots defense, you don't really have to stress about the wide receiver 1 coming into the building. Game planning,
Yeah.
you don't have to stress. This man, he's gonna mirror you. He's gonna get in your face. He's gonna piss you off, and he's gonna tackle. He's gonna pick the ball off. He's a quarterback's nightmare. He's great, and when you have him, when you poach him from a divisional opponent for potatoes, for a bag of potatoes, you can't let him go. Like, Bill, like, get rid of your ego, dude. Like, yeah, we know you're the coach. You know you're the GOAT, bro. We know. We've been saying it, but like, you get rid of your ego.
Yeah, nah, the Patriots aren't notorious for, handing out these massive contracts. So, this would be, groundbreaking for them. They didn't want to pay Brady, and look what he did. He left, got a ring in Tampa. So that's a great point about you don't have to stress about the wide receiver 1 with Gilmore on your team. And without Gilmore, this Patriots defense becomes, instead of elite, it becomes fairly good. It becomes good instead of being elite. So they have to do what they have to do. He's, coming off an injury. That's probably why he didn't get traded, because of the injury. But, Gilmore came out and said he felt stronger than he's ever felt since the injury. He's been running a lot, building full speed. And, he doesn't want to push it, for training camp. So he's still worried, but they want this guy. They have to pay him. Simple as that. And if they don't want to pay him, Gilmore wants to walk and leave.
I think he sat down with his agent. I think they did the work. They looked at the drawing boards, and his agent said, hey, your best chance of making that money, breaking the bank, is with the Pats. And I know that sounds crazy because the Pats don't hand out money, but they're in a whole different world right now. Like, the Brady's, all that, it's extinct. It's gone. It's nothing but a memory now. And this is a whole new team. And think about it. When you have Mac Jones, right, a quarterback in which they took 15th overall out of Alabama, the Bama boy, won. He showed that he can win. When you have him and he falls into your lap, you take him, you select the card, and you have the best cornerback. I mean, like, you can argue it. You can argue Trey White. Like, there's other players out there that can be better than Gilmore, because Gilmore suffered injuries. But listen, no injuries on Gilmore. He's the best quarterback in this league. Healthy, he's the best cornerback in this league. And you have Gilmore. Are you kidding me? Like, imagine if the Jets had like a lockdown corner. Imagine if we had prime Revis. And I don't want to put Gilmore and Revis in the same category, dude, because Revis top 3, top 5 corners of all time. But seriously, like, in my opinion, and in today's NFL, a CB1 is more important than a wide receiver 1. There's no question. A cornerback can pick it off. A quarterback can get sacks and blitz packages. He can make game planning play. He can put points on the board too. He can make a pick 6, fumble 6. Dude, you can't get rid of him, and you just can't. And I think that, his GM is telling him, Gilmore, like, your best chance to make your bag and actually like win is probably with this team. So he's trying to put the ball in Bill's court, and it's a tough one. And there's a pros and cons. If you let him walk, you're gonna get trade value. That's good. That's amazing. You get trade value that you can use that, spread that around the room for the young guns. And you also save a shit ton of money. So it's kind of a win-win for the Patriots right now. But if I were them, I would stick and keep Gilly.
Let me ask you this. Minus Mac Jones, who is the face of the Patriots right now? Is it Gilmore? Is it Sony Michelle?
I mean, it
Or
has
they
to
have
be.
they have like no one from that, Brady. Now
No, they
Edelman's
do.
gone.
They have Hightower and they got Chung, and those
Oh
are
yeah,
those
but
are
I feel
two
like
players.
they still have High. They still got Van Noy.
Yeah,
But I'm
no, Van
saying,
Noy's gone. Van Noy's gone. He's with Miami. He got traded last year.
oh no, it says right here on
Kyle Van or is
the
it Kyle
official
or
thing.
Kyle Van Noy?
Yeah.
They got him back.
Oh no, it's on the Patriots. It's on the Patriots website.
2021.
It's the 2020 Dolphins, and now he's back on the team. I think.
Jesus. All right. Yeah, you're right. He's back on the team. All right. Yeah.
Cool, but not. But who's the face? Who's the face of the Patriots?
The face. You mean like? Yeah, I get what you mean. It's got to be Gilly.
So they got to
Probably
pay their
because
face.
yeah.
Pay your
I mean,
face of the
would you
franchise.
agree? Like, come on, dude. Like,
Gilmore is probably their biggest draw. Other than when Mac Jones makes his debut, Gilmore's going to be their biggest draw. So who would you rather put on that? If you're a Patriots fan, who would you rather see on that poster, Newton or Gilmore?
no, that's
Gilmore,
true.
the OG. So that's all I gotta say. Pay this man.
So Patriots pay this man, or else Denzel Mims, Corey Davis, or Darius, or my fault.
Stephon
I'm gonna cut
Diggs.
that out. No, yeah, Stephon Diggs, Jalen Waddle, Elijah Moore.
A lot of good wide receivers in this league.
Pick you apart because this AFC East is no joke. It's no joke. When you see any of these four teams on your schedule, like get ready, it's going to be a bloodbath. Like they're all defensive minded coaches. All right, Saleh, everyone, Bill, McDermott,
McDermott's defense.
Flores, they're all defensive minded and they're all gurus. They're all good, dude. Like they're all good. I mean, we haven't seen Saleh at the head coach position. That's different than being DC. I get that. It's a whole different thing. We'll see how it pans out. But man, these teams are legit. I mean, the Jets obviously right now is behind the barrel coming out of 2-4, but like,
definitely, yeah.
But like, other than that, like, and the way that they've been playing too, and like, with free agency moves, it's starting to get serious. It's heating up.
If the Patriots do end up trading Gilmore, they have to go all out and just go full tank mode because look at the division, the Bills, the Dolphins, the Patriots are a third place team. They're a third place team right now. Just go all out and sell everyone.
And the Jets are competing. They want that. Yeah. They want the third place. That's what they
Jets,
want.
Arguably, the Jets could, come in third place this season, which is, so when was the last time the Patriots were a last place team?
I mean, hey, bro,
before we were born.
It goes 7-9. It goes from 10-6, win the division, 11-5, to then 7-9. Who the hell is our quarterback? Cam Newton's good. Yeah. Oh, Cam Newton sucks. Oh, he's good. Oh, he sucks. Oh, let's go get Mac Jones. Like, dude, like Bill's he's in a little bit of a midlife crisis right now.
That's right. Doesn't know which way to go. I mean, they can't look at themselves in the mirror and say this team is going to beat the Bills and are going to be competitive. I mean, they'll be more competitive than last year, but are they going to be competing for a Super Bowl? No.
Yeah, but they're 2 pieces away from it, man. Like, think about it. Like, this outside of the Buffalo Bills, there's like no team that I think is well equipped when Sundays come to do that. And like, obviously the Bucs did that, but like nobody was expecting that. Like that was simply just Brady magic, like him doing what he does best when it matters. Like the odds were completely in the Chiefs' favor, right? But I'm just saying, like, other than an upset, other than like a historic moment that takes place in which the GOAT pioneered, who's best on paper? Who has the greatest chance throughout the regular season to beat that Chiefs team?
Good question. Maybe the Browns
The Browns?
in the
I mean, they
AFC.
almost beat them.
Yeah. So that's it. Another season with that Browns team with Odell healthy. Watch out. Don't sleep on the Browns. The Patriots. I mean, I guess you're right. The Dolphins still have some question marks. The Patriots just need their way into the wild card if they play it at their highest potential. But at this point, I say, well, if this is if you trade Gilmore, because what else you have to play for if you trade Gilmore? Just get more draft picks, get more assets, and
And you get younger
rebuild
though.
and get younger for Mac Jones, because Mac Jones is probably his the fourth best QB in this draft class, and he's a pocket passer mostly. It's what you wanted, so give him what he needs. Give him what he needs. Draft like we did with Brady. Give him a good O line, give him an elite defense, and tell him to put the ball in the receiver's hands. And the Patriots, if you go a full rebuild now and next year, I can see you competing for a Super Bowl in 3 years. So that's all I gotta say.
And moving on to talk in the NFC East, we're gonna make a transition from the AFC East and the NFC East. We are now entering Jared's beloved division with New York Giants, but we're not going to talk about the Giants. We're going to talk about them Eagles. There was a quote that surfaced the internet, and it says, if the Eagles could go back right now and redo that decision, I'm 100% convinced that they would not have taken Jalen Hurts. And now this comes from Dan Orlovsky. I don't
He's
know how to
been on
pronounce
he's
that
been
name.
on ESPN. He's been on First Take. I've seen him talk before.
Yeah. So Jared, what do we think about this?
I feel like the Eagles probably gave up on Carson Wentz too quick. Um, you know, Most potential Carson Wentz over Jalen Hurts still, and it didn't make sense to take Jalen Hurts to begin with. They had Wentz. He was their guy still. He wasn't as bad as he was last year, and you could arguably point to the pressure of Jalen Hurts as being a factor in Wentz's mental, his mind being like, oh, they don't want me anymore, so I feel like they definitely made a mistake and it didn't get him, anything else that would help him. When was Jalen Hurts drafted again? See what pick was he?
2019. 2019.
Yeah,
Or
so
2020. Yeah, 2019.
I'm just gonna pull up the draft that Jalen Hurts was in, and you know see who was picked over him.
No, 2020. 2020.
Yeah,
2020 or
2020
2019.
draft. So he
Yeah.
was in the 53rd overall pick in the second round.
Which isn't bad.
Which isn't bad,
That's probably what he deserved, like positioning wise, of where he got picked.
But yeah, let's go see where there's anyone after him that the Eagles could have snagged. There's J.K. Dobbins. He went to the Baltimore. He was good. Denzel Mims, better than whoever the
Yeah,
Eagles had last
the
year.
Eagles wide receiver core is just it's in shambles, dude.
Antonio Gibson, he was doing good for the football team. So there's options after him that they didn't necessarily go out and get this guy. Zach Moss, he's on Buffalo now. He got hurt. He still contributed. There is offense out there to be taken. And they could even went the defensive route. And they could have got, even the fourth round pick, the Giants picked Darnay Holmes, and he did pretty good last year. So there's just a lot of question marks with that decision. And Jalen Hurts did ball out last season. When his guy's opportunity, he actually won some games. But man, just I don't know. They could have traded up and took in a wide receiver. Claypool was picked like 5 spots before him. So I don't know what the Eagles are thinking with the QB pick. It's kind of it just caused unneeded controversy in the locker room.
There's one reason, Jared.
Yeah.
Injuries. And listen, I agree with you. Carson Wentz is greater than this man, and there's a reason why Carson Wentz is having that rodeo with the Colts. I mean, just think about it. Like, the Colts are a very good team.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very happy that my New York Jets have a ring on them. Like, that's a good team to beat in the Super Bowl because they have a rich history, and quarterbacks want to come and play for them, right? You see what happened with Manning. Now you see what happened with Rivers. Now you see what happened with Carson Wentz. Like, dude, they're spoiled. Like,
Andrew
even though
Luck,
they
yeah.
Andrew Luck, like, they're spoiled. Like, talk about consistency at the quarterback position. They're absolutely spoiled. The second person that comes close or franchise to consistency with like greats has to be the Packers, because you see Brett Favre and you see Aaron Rodgers. Come on, like, that's back to
Patriots,
back.
Tom Brady.
And then but because he gave 20 years of just dominance.
Exactly.
But injuries are the reason why this happened. And Doug Peterson completely ruining the plan and the landscape that was set there.
Yeah.
And that's why we're here right now. But to see the Eagles say this, or to have people that are well respected in the industry that have these connections, it's no surprise to me. It's absolutely no surprise to me, because when you see in autumn, or not autumn, I'm going to cut this out. When you see in November, when you start to see the Colts have like 8 games already, and once it starts to get cooler and that playoff season's coming around, you're going to see this Colts team really, really, really show people what they're worth. Because when you see what they even did last year, like with a Phillip Rivers, with a man that's got 13 kids, like, I'm not going to come on him because he's his family or anything, but I'm just saying he's a dad at this point. He's like up there in age, right? Respect to Phillip Rivers. But when you see someone like him who's saying goodbye to his football career and see how close they went, how such a good run that they had. And by the way, this Colts defense is just so good. It's so good. And they have everything. And you put a Carson Wentz, now he's actually in a situation to win. He's in the best situation he could have ever dreamed of. You know, he's got Quentin Nelson now, who's going to take your head off if you try to come anywhere near close to him. It's perfect. It's absolutely perfect. Am I saying, are they going to win a ring? No, but we could see some crazy things happen. Like, what injuries? Like we just saw the Suns go to the NBA Finals. Nobody ever would ever think that, with big bad people of the West like LeBron James hanging out there. So just listen, I never want to condone injuries, nor do I want to wish for them. But it happens. And that may be a reason why we could see this Colts team sneak into the Super Bowl. We don't know. And that's the beauty of it.
We don't know, and Carson Wentz is that question mark. He was at almost MVP the year they went to the Super Bowl with Nick Foles. He was going to be the MVP until he went down with that injury. But, same thing, you make the argument for injuries. Carson Wentz very injury prone. And, after winning 8 games, I could see him going down with another, back injury or something, which is the downfall of him. So ultimately, I feel like the Eagles went for longevity in this trade of picking Hurts. Maybe Hurts had the locker room on his side more after winning some games for them, had more heart the past season. But there's no denying that Carson Wentz is a better talent than Jalen Hurts at this moment. We're just comparing the two, like college highlights, their first season highlights. The talent is there for Wentz. It's just, can he unlock that potential? And now he has this Colts team with T.Y. Hilton. He's got a defense. So the tools are in place for Wentz. And if it doesn't work out for, Wentz, then the Eagles won the trade. Simple as that.
Yeah, I agree. That's the only reason why I believe that this quote to be true, because what I'm trying to say here is, and I understand that Carson Wentz is injury prone. I get it. It's literally been the whole issue with the Eagles. That's been their problem. And they avoided that by moving on and starting things new. But I just think that it pains them to move on. And like I said, to see him go where he went, one of the best offensive lines in the league, one of the most historically,
Quentin Nelson.
good, one of the most historically good, franchises in the league, like consistent wise. You never see the Colts bad. You never do. It never happens. And I think it's gonna just pain them. It's gonna be like, it's gonna be tough for them to see that happen. And that's where the spotlight comes down on Jalen Hurts. That's where the speculation begins to happen. That's why there's speculation right now with this Eagles franchise already.
No, yeah, you make a great point about the O-line of the Colts. And I feel like that could certainly help Wentz's, injury history. Let me tell you the stat. So Phillip Rivers, he's a dad, like you said, not very mobile. Hasn't been mobile really for his career, but we know how well he moves. In the year prior with the Chargers in 2019, Rivers was sacked 34 times. He goes over to the Colts only 19 times, and he's not a scrambling QB. Wentz, who could run a little bit, right? He got sacked 50 times last year in 12 games. Jalen Hurts took over. He still got sacked 50 times.
Yeah.
So he's going to be sacked, less than half of that now. And the toll that, a sack could take, landing on their shoulders. It's just, it's going to be a better situation for Wentz, 100%.
Listen, I think that the worst team in football next year is going to be the Eagles. And
I hope so.
And I think so, dude, because and the problem is they're going to feed him to the wolves. Like, dude, I'm going to take the Jaguars over. Hell yeah, over the Eagles, bro. You got a young gun like freaking Trevor Lawrence. I mean, look, I know they're not good. I know, but come on, man.
Trevor Lawrence and who they picked, the G Harris, right?
No. They got ETN, which by the way,
yeah, it's which by the way, it's still a better combo than what the Eagles have, right?
No, it's a better combo, but I think they shit the bed there. Well, I think they shit the bed there. You're taking a running back. Are you kidding me?
They had James Robinson the third.
They had James Robinson, dude, and you're taking a running back. What? Are you kidding me? Get an O lineman, dude. Dude. That's why I don't know if I'm fully buying.
Wait, you forgot
what they're building here.
The Jags have Tim Tebow.
No, dude. I think that the Jets surrounded. They went out there and they did a better job, and they had the second overall pick, and they missed out on the Messiah. They missed out on the man that's ranked better than Peyton Manning alone, John Elway. Dude, this is no joke when people talk about Trevor Lawrence. I hope people know this. He is the highest rated quarterback, any specimen, anything that has ever walked this earth. We've never seen anything better than this. I'm not losing my mind. I'm not crazy. This is legit. The hype around him is legit. And that's why when you have him, you can't fail him. And you took him for a chemistry purpose, but you get what I'm saying? There's more to football than just an RB2 now.
You signed Trevor Lawrence to his rookie contract. He got a 34 mil or 24 mil.
Let's talk about Trevor Lawrence for a second. So he got out here. He got his little bag. He's going to be paid. It's going to be wired in 15 days. He'll be chilling out in Jacksonville, Florida. And one day he's just going to look down at his phone. He's just going to see how much guaranteed?
30. Well, he had a 24.1 million signing bonus, and it was $36.8 million contract as a rookie.
And remember, that's chum change compared to what it used to be. Matthew Stafford, or Brad Stafford, I'm sorry. He broke it. He broke the bank. He got $79 million. The cap space was different back then when he was playing. You would give him your bag. Your rookies would get their bag. And then they changed that. So, obviously, 34 mil, that's still a lot. It's not only just chum, you know what I'm saying? But back to what it used to be, it is a lot. Mm-hmm. And Trevor will be worth every penny of that. He will be worth every penny of that. Trevor Lawrence is going to change this Jacksonville's team. And he's going to change the atmosphere. He's going to win some games. Not only is he going to win some games, but he's going to compete in the division. And with time, but they just can't fail him. But I think that they're going to change the way that he alone, regardless if he gets a ring. I mean, listen, odds are more likely than not that he will, because all this man does is win. That's all he's been born to do. He wins, never loses, except, last year when he got a taste of reality and
look,
yeah.
it's going to do a lot for that Jacksonville fan base too. They're going to go out and see this man play football. Like, if I was in the area and I knew Trevor Lawrence was playing, I would make an effort to try and see him play, because
That's
of the hype surrounding him. And
That's a great
Clemson
point.
University, South Carolina, that's right near Jacksonville. In between Georgia too. So he's used to the South. He's used to it.
Yeah, that's a great point.
And
he got married in the South.
Yeah, so the Jaguars, I think, will be the third to least best team.
So who do you think the bottom three are going to be? I mean, I know the Jets are obviously in the conversation.
I have the Eagles, the Lions,
right,
and the Bengals possibly.
Eagles, Lions, Bengals,
Jaguars,
and then Jaguars, Jets. All right, fair.
Yeah.
Fair.
So
I like that. That's very good. That's very
fair.
good.
So yeah, maybe one day we look into it more. Who's like the worst team? But yeah, when is Wilson going to get his bag, Brendan? Do you know? He's going to get, presumably less because he was the second pick.
A little bit less. You're talking maybe 2-3 mil. Like, they're right there back to back. But I don't know, man. This is something that it's a little bit suspect to me. If you want my whole honesty, it's a little bit suspect. Now, let's talk about Zach Wilson for a second. This man is a film junkie. He is a fiend for tape, and that's what you want out of your quarterback. I saw a picture surfaced on the internet, and it was him playing poker with his family, and he had his Surface Pro 3 just chilling in front of his hand. He's not looking at his hand in poker. He's not looking if he's got, a pair of aces. He's looking if he's how he can dominate Sundays. And this is no joke. That's what you want. You want a guy with swagger. You want a guy that is the spice, the flavoring, the sauce that is in the cabinet of Mahomes and Josh Allen. And don't worry, I'm not saying he's going to do it right now. To give it time. I'm not saying he's a walking them. But if you put on his tape and see how he played with the Cougars, and if you see, obviously BYU not being in a division, they're an independent team, but they're gonna still fluctuate and play good teams, right? Here and there. They're like Notre Dame before they joined their division and whatnot. He's the guy right now. We're happy to have him. All right. Like, I'm not going to go out on a limb and say he's, we should kiss the floor he walks. I'm not going to say he's Joe Namath. No, he needs to go out and prove that. That's where I went wrong with Sam Darnold. I was way too quick on Sam Darnold, way too quick. So I'm not going to get that too far, but all I'm going to say is that he has, he's had great mini camp, and he's been making a lot of great plays. And he's been very, very smart with his decision making. And we're happy. I know that Jets beat reporters, Connor Hughes, everyone in that metropolitan area, One Jets Drive, are seeing things that we haven't seen before, a different type of energy. And I think that he is going to click very well with his offense play style, because, like I said, if you look, I've been doing research. I'm going to drop a video soon, by the way, on this Jets new OC and what he's going to bring, because nobody's talking about him. Nobody's talking about the Shanahan system. Nobody's talking about the fact that we have the blueprint to the Shanahan system here at One Jets Drive. And I think that is going to really help Zach Wilson, because, people forget that this system is a run-based offense.
Yeah.
And with this offensive line, with Mekhi Becton, with Elijah Vera Tucker, who is the best left guard out of this draft, and then you have a McGovern, and then you have a Van Roten, and then you have a Morgan Moses getting his in his vision, right? His left side, or his right side. My fault. Come on now, that's going to help Telvin Coleman. That's going to help. Yeah. That's going to help Michael Carter. That's going to help these players that have thrived. Tevin Coleman has thrived in the Niners system already, so that's a head start. And then we had Christian Mahoney come on the show, and he talked about Michael Carter, and he saw Michael Carter go off and be player of the game against his team alone. So what I'm trying to say is that it's well planned right now. And we need that contract with Zach Wilson. We need to pay him. He needs that security because the gears need to be on the same page. And I don't know why this hasn't happened. And he has up until July 25th to make this happen. And, in which we would presume to happen ideally. If it goes beyond that, we have a serious problem. But I would say that, Jared, if you're asking my question, final answer, I would say that it is before July 25th, because if it is not before July 25th, is this man going to sit out?
No, I don't think there's a chance he sits out. I don't think the Jets are trying to be stingy either. They're just, they're in New York. They got to shell out money, and he's their guy. They got to get him what he's worth. Trevor Lawrence signs his contract for $36 million. Trey Lance's rookie contract $34 million. You're looking around $35 million for Zach Wilson, whether you like it or not. Wilson, here's $35 million. He goes, "Nah, I'm 37." You'd be like, "You're not Trevor Lawrence, Zach. We love you, but you're not the number one overall pick." So if it's once it's down to just millions, like $1 million, once you have 35 million, like what's the difference between that and 36 million? So
fun fact: Sam Darnold sat out the first week of OTAs. I'm pretty sure you could fact check me on this. I'm pretty sure he sat out because he didn't get his rookie contract. I'm pretty sure. I'm like 9 out of 10% sure. Like, I'm saying probability wise, 9 out of 10, 99% sure that he sat out just to get his bag, and he got it. And that's the thing about Zach Wilson, that this is why we're talking about it, because it's obviously it means something. And and did he sit out?
He did. He sat out. The first couple, I think the first week.
That's crazy.
OTAs.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Talk about like getting off on the wrong foot. Like you literally were drafted 3rd overall. Like your team went up and traded. They gave 2 third round picks and the 6th overall pick. That's why the Colts are nice right now, because they use that 6th overall pick. They got Quentin Nelson, and then they use their other 3rd round picks, and that's just cushioning. That's such a good trade. They wanted Quentin Nelson all along, and they just, oh my God, dude. Like looking back, like we were a fool. We got fleeced looking back. We got absolutely fleeced, dude. I will admit that as a Jets fan. I will admit that. But to talk about starting off on the wrong foot, right? And you can argue, is Sam Darnold even to blame, right? Like it's a sticky situation. That's why
it could have been like, Adam Gase, those guys back then too. I mean, it says, I'm reading like this article, it's over just like the language in the contract. Like it wasn't as serious, but it's like the language is like, if he got like fined or suspended for like an on or off the field problem, then his money didn't have to be guaranteed, basically. So it's just like some finicky stuff that the Jets are saying, "Hey, you're a rookie. We want to make sure you're okay." So it's just a weird situation, and it is just getting off the wrong foot. And I think Wilson, they probably essentially made him aware that, hey, Darnold did sat out. I wouldn't advise sitting out.
Yo, yeah, if I'm a Jets fan, dude, believe me, everything has been. This is why before, once next week, maybe we can start planning. Maybe we can talk more about little Easter egg dropping right now, but like maybe we could talk more about like our expectations. Maybe we could talk about divisions and what we think and how we're going to rank them as of right now, power rankings, whatnot. We can get into that. But before I talk about this Jets team and rave too much, I'm actually going to say right now that I've seen this before. And as of right now with the Jets, it feels too good to be true. We had a dream offseason, an absolute dream offseason. I remember I was literally up that night thinking, who the hell is our freaking head coach going to be? Who are we going to get? We don't have Trevor Lawrence anymore. We're not highest in cap space. Who's going to want to come here? Who the hell is going to want to think about that? So, obviously as a Jets fan, heading into the way to end this dream offseason for us New York Jets fan is to fucking pay him. It's to pay Zach Wilson. It's to give him his money. And we can't have these little issues. It really could be the start to something bad. And we can't have that happen. We need to pay him. We need to treat him like how we've talked about him, reward him, and just move on.
Same with Gilmore. Give this man the bag. Give him the money. and problems will be erased.
Thank you guys for listening to episode 32. It has been a serious pleasure. Seriously, like ever since Jared and I have started this podcast, it's given us something to do, something to grind, something because look, we're both sports comm majors and it's stuff we love. It's in our blood, it's in our energy. So it helps us. And we just want to say thank you very much for everything you guys have done. I sincerely mean that. All of your, everything that you do, the likes, the comments, the shares, everything. It means the world to us. And we're sorry we apologize for being a little bit late on this pod, but it is what it is. We're good. We're back. And NYFlyZone, Flies Pod, great to be here.
Flies Pod, you know how it is. Thank you for listening. We're at over 1,200 plays across all our episodes. So thank you guys for listening. Make sure to share it with your friends. Rate us, leave a comment in the podcast, Apple Podcast, Spotify, YouTube, wherever, like it. And follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, at NYFlyZone. Swipe up for merch. JK don't have that yet. Coming soon. But hey, I hope you enjoyed.
All right. Have a great day. Peace.
Peace.